paleo.
Te queda vos, güey.
Es que se quiere parecer a vos, dice.
No, no.
Good morning. You all right?
Yes, good. Very good.
A tiny little
So, Jake, you bought into her after her first race?
Yeah, I was happy to watch it live, and once she crossed the wire, I know the guys at Hidden Brook, and so I called Brian Cross and said, "Is this filly's for sale? Please let me know," because visually it was very impressive. And I made him an offer. Everybody wanted to wait for the numbers to come back, and if you just watched that race visually, you didn't need to see the buyer or the rags or any of that kind of stuff. But, so we made an offer, and then we got it done that same week.
The only number you were interested in is what was it going to take to buy into her?
That's exactly right. And the guys at Hidden Brook were very gracious, and they're very easy to work with. And we didn't negotiate long. And it was 2 phone calls maybe, and I'm thankful they allowed us to buy in because they didn't have to. And I'm sure there was a bunch of other people calling. I just happened to be the first I called. She wasn't back to the winner circle yet.
And so, talk about instant gratification. She comes back and she wins the Pocahontas here by 9 and plus lengths and stuff like that. What were your expectations going into that race? Were you expecting that kind of performance, or
no, I'd be lying if I told you I was expecting that. Now, when I did make the phone call to buy in, I have a racing partnership, and when I sent an email out to the group, I said in there we're going to go run in a Breeders Cup, winning her in, and I think she'll run really well, and we're going to go to the Breeders Cup. It doesn't always happen how you draw it up, but this one did. But I expected her to run well, but you're going from 5.5 to a mile and 16, 30 days after, so you don't know how they're going to transition to the 2 turns. So yeah, she caught us by surprise with how easy she did it. If you go back and watch the race, her gallop out was every bit as impressive as the actual race.
Now, have you changed your stable name? Didn't used to be Ballis Racing too?
It was under just Jake Ballis. We had a couple partners, but in 2019, I made it a public syndicate, and since then we've had 5 horses run in our public syndicate. And we've had Up in Smoke, who's grade 1 place, Hidden Connection's a grade 3 winner. Pass the Champagne, grade 1 place, ran the Kentucky Oaks. And we have a filly Breaker of Chains that's going to probably run in a great stake at Keeneland. So far, we've had 1 horse that didn't pan out, but the other 4, so far, knock on wood, have been a lot of success.
Your dad campaigned Groovy, who was as fast a racehorse as you'll
Yeah, that's the first horse I remember. It was Groovy, and he also campaigned Goodbye Halo, who won the Dimmondsdale, and he sold her. She went on to win the Kentucky Oaks, so he's had a seller's remorse once, so he was hesitant to sell other horses that were good. But yeah, he had some luck in the 80s, and we got back in the 2008 or around that. I grew up in Houston. I wasn't around the horses. I played basketball. So I was around sports my whole life. And it wasn't until, like I said, it was mid-2000s. Angel Cordero took me to the Derby because he used to ride my dad's horses. And so I kind of got the fever then. And Angel bought us our first horse who happened to run in the Kentucky Derby in 2009. So once that happened, I thought it was an easy game, and so we went about 3 or 4 years where we didn't have much luck, but hopefully that's turned, and we're going to ride this wave.
Who was the horse in 2009 that ran in the Derby?
Joining the dance. We were 50 to 1. It was the year of Mind That Bird.
Yeah, just a different 50 to 1.
It was no, that's what I tell people. We could have been the 50 to 1. It just wasn't our year.
You should have had Calvin Burrell on the horse.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So for people that maybe are interested in sports but not that knowledgeable about horse racing, does horse racing for you, does that channel your as an adult, your inner sense of competition and
Absolutely,
athletics?
because you're an athlete and you're a competitor, and this is a different way of competing. You put money on the line and buy an animal to compete, but it's all about competition, and that's what I try to tell people. This is the closest thing people are ever going to get to owning a sports franchise, and if you're an avid athletic fan, a sports fan, you would love to be a general manager of a team or an owner of a team, and this is the closest thing we'll get. And so we own, and you go hire the trainers and the jockeys, and it's just a lot of fun. But it's all about being competitive, and hopefully, really the horses work out, and you got new partners, and they enjoy it as well.
Okay, your thoughts on the Breeders' Cup? We still have a whole round of preps yet to go, but Hidden Connection, you know, how do you feel? Obviously, you got to feel good about her.
Yeah,
but
we're very confident. Like you said, we haven't seen any other prep races, so you know, Baffert's going to have one or two, and you know, Todd's going to come with something, and Asmussen has the really nice filly, Zulu Alpha. You know, we're proving at 2 turns. No one else has done that yet, so we're going to see a lot in the next couple of weeks. We'll see a lot of the competition, but I wouldn't, as of now, I wouldn't trade her for any other filly in the country.